the marketing manager from Holmes Institute. Welcome, Sam. Thank you so much for
Thanks
your
for
time.
having me. Good to be back in this virtual space again, speaking with Aussizz. It's always great working with you guys. We have a great relationship. And I know with March 15th, there was a big rush with visas, but there's still a lot of students at the moment exploring future options, whether you're on a student visa, coming off a 485 visa, or if you're looking for regional. There's still a lot of opportunity in Australia. And yeah, with 2020 and COVID behind us,
Yeah.
hopefully things start looking better for all of us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the best positive news what we've been hearing is all the states are open now, which is
Yeah.
a very positive sign. At least for the people who are already in the country, that's a very positive sign. So if they choose to move states, or if they find something which is in another state, then it is available for them.
Yeah, I was
So
in Surfers Paradise actually last weekend.
excellent.
And going to Queensland, some of your students might be interested, but the COVID basically doesn't exist there. It's this like COVID-free
That's right.
utopia. No one's wearing masks. We've been in Melbourne this whole time. Queensland, Gold Coast, it's paradise up there with no COVID anywhere near.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
not a bad option for a regional location.
100%, 100%. So
Mm.
as you just mentioned that, March is, of course, one of
Yep.
the busier months for all the colleges and universities.
Mm. Yep.
Um, what is happening with Holmes? Can you please tell us what are the courses, any
Sure.
scholarship which is coming up? Of course,
Yeah.
what is the last day for enrollment,
Mm.
applications, everything?
So yeah, March is our March 22nd, like you mentioned, it's our main intake for all higher education courses. So
Mm-hmm.
while most universities are closed at the moment, Holmes, we do a lot of our recruitment mid to late March, and we'll be
Mm-hmm.
accepting students all throughout to April. So
Mm-hmm.
for all 4 campuses delivering higher education, so Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and our regional campus in Surfers Paradise and Gold Coast,
Beautiful.
we will still be accepting students up until census, which is middle of April. So basically any students who are interested, it's not too late to apply. We're delivering quick turnaround time with application forms, with offer letters, I should say, and COEs.
Yeah.
But the programs which we're predominantly postgraduate, but the courses we do have for all campuses is we have our new 2-year MBA professional.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Masters of Business Administration and Masters of Professional Accounting, the dual master's degree. So that's the unique program where you gain 2 qualifications within 2 years. We have the Bachelor of Professional Accounting, the Bachelor of Information Systems. We also have our new course, which we launched in September, our Masters of Information Systems. So this program has been launched in Melbourne in September. However, we just got Crycos in Gold Coast and Sydney. So we are launching this in March as well. So now we have a Masters of Information Systems in Sydney and Gold Coast. And this course has majors. I'll go into more detail when we talk about more courses, but this has specializations in cybersecurity, business analytics, and project management. So that's a bit of an overview on the courses. In terms of the scholarships for this semester, we are offering 15% off the courses for this semester. So any student does a 4-unit enrollment, they'll get 15% off. To give students an idea on the fees, $8,400 is the promotional price. With 15% applied on top of that, you're looking at $7,140. We're very flexible at Holmes with payment plans. We've always had a payment plan. A lot of providers are starting to mirror what we've been doing. But the initial deposit is $1,000 for the COE plus a $250 registration fee. And then the remaining balance can be paid by week 8 of the semester. So it gives students 2 months to make the remaining balance due. Here in Melbourne, for this semester, we are delivering a blended model. So it means predominantly we are online for all the subjects for the lectures. So very flexible for students who do not want to come in. However, there will be the option for tutorials to have face-to-face components. So we're slowly easing after being online predominantly since March last year, slowly phasing back to the face-to-face components. Assessments, because we are online, means it's all group assignments, class tests, but there's no exams again for the March semester. So
Beautiful. You
Yeah.
mentioned about the cybersecurity, you
Mm.
mentioned about the
Yeah.
MBIS course. Can you
Yeah.
please shed some more light on that one? Because there are so many students who are interested in that, and uh, it's a very 21st century course, I should say, because there are so many components in that particular course, which is, there are so many opportunities when they finish the course. There is, the jobs perspective in that sense would be very high. So can you
Yeah,
please
I
tell us
think
more?
with all industries really being affected by COVID, cybersecurity and IT to a lesser extent seem to kind of grow over last year. There's always the threat of cyber attacks. The federal government is putting more and more resources and investment into infrastructure around this, and there's a lot of job opportunities. And I know there's a lot of students coming from offshore who may have backgrounds, but the good thing about a Masters of Information Systems is you do not need to have a background in IT. I'm not going to say it's an easy course. It is quite challenging, but the job outcomes, the prospects are very strong, as well as there's favorable migration pathways, especially in regional locations such as Gold Coast, where we have now launched this program. But it's a unique program. So it's not a Masters of Information Technology. It's not a Masters of Computer Science. It's a Masters of Information Systems. So it's quite broad. It gives you all the overview of the IT sector. So more from a business sense. But the unique thing about this program is there's an option for a specialization. So cybersecurity being one of the specializations, obviously, again, on certain states or government skilled occupation lists. And then we also got business analytics and ICT project management. So yeah, it's a 2-year program. There is lab-based work. Most of the assessments are through the lab-based practicals or assessments. There is some subjects with exams, but it's predominantly more lab-based. But yeah, we've been running this program in Melbourne since September. During the second lockdown is when we launched it. And we already have a cohort of over 100 students. So it's been one of the very positive things coming out of COVID is getting this new course that we have been working on. We already have our own cyber research faculty at Holmes Institute, where we have 3 full-time researchers. So we are developing the research component of cybersecurity, but obviously delivering the master's course as well. And it's been quite attractive in that sense. And some students have already completed two semesters, and we're getting really good student satisfaction coming from this program. So it's great having this. And yeah, it opens up more opportunities. That being said, accounting is still by far our most popular program. So Masters of Accounting is still the most popular. And I know the migration pathways for accounting is getting incredibly more difficult every year, but there's still a lot of students doing that, and there's still opportunities for those programs. And the dual Masters program is still by far our most popular program. But yeah, it's great having a new option, and now getting cybersecurity into Sydney and Gold Coast, it's even going to grow further.
Yeah. So we know where the Melbourne campus is. It's very easy to commute. It's just next to
Yep.
Parliament Station.
Yep.
You've told about Surface Paradise, which seems very interesting. Can you
Mm.
please tell us about the other campuses, a little bit more about them?
Sure. So yeah, all our campuses are right in the city. So, and we have our own buildings. So Melbourne, it's our own building. So the whole building is just homes. It's not just one floor where you have the access to the school. It's the whole building. So we are actually opening everything back up because of the blended delivery models. So the library's going to be back open. Student services have been back open since October. But yeah, Sydney, we're on York Street, 11-story building, which is just Holmes Institute. So it's our own building. Brisbane, off Queen Street Mall, so Elizabeth Street, very easy accessible. And yeah, surfers, we're on Cavill Avenue. It's literally, I was there last week. It's like 2-minute walk to the beach. It's awesome. It's regional. Like, I think it's a great opportunity. You don't need to go to Wollongong, Tassie, Adelaide. Just go to Gold Coast Surfers, study MIS. Great place to study, great lifestyle, not too expensive to live. You can still commute to Brisbane for work. And yeah, there's the benefits of a regional location in that sense. But obviously I'm in Melbourne, you're in Melbourne. We appreciate Melbourne. It's a great city to live in, and let's hope the challenges of last year are behind us. And students are still, I know it's quite murky about what's going to happen in the future in Victoria, but I think with cybersecurity, there is good opportunity within this state.
So as we we all know that we're
Mm,
coming back. I was just reading a news couple of hours ago in the morning, and they're saying
yeah.
that the pre-pandemic traffic is
Mm,
now the traffic is higher than the pre-pandemic time,
yeah.
which is a very pleasing thing to see, because there are more people
Yeah.
coming out on the roads. There are more
Yeah.
students going to the universities and colleges
Mm,
because it's kind
mm,
of opening.
mm,
In colleges, in homes,
mm.
what sort of feedback have you received? How people are receiving this?
Yes, so most students have been somewhat hesitant to return to face. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of them have been enjoying and benefiting from the flexibility of online delivery.
Yeah.
So we were delivering online the last 3 semesters, and not only student satisfaction, but academic performance has honestly been the best it's ever been. So that's why we're shifting to the blended model, meaning it's optional for the students to come to the tutorials. I know there's a lot of good students out there who may be struggling with going online, especially if it's your first semester, and really miss that face-to-face component with their lectures, with their tutes. And it's really doing everything over Zoom. Initially, it was a great novelty, but I think a lot of students, even myself, I'm getting like, I don't, Zoom is here to stay. It's very convenient, but also it's not the same as talking to someone face to face. And I think after last year, people do want to have that the opportunity to talk to their lecturers in person. So that's why we're presenting it to our students as optional for the tutorials. And the majority of the students, the surveys, when we did survey their students, they did say they enjoyed doing online and wanted to continue that. But there is a proportion of students who do want to be doing face to face. So that's why we're giving them that opportunity. But at the same time, even when we were doing online, the campus was open, student services was open. We had academic support, student support in place. It's just most students were happy to do online. So we're giving students the choice for
Mm-hmm.
March. Beyond March, we'll have to see. But yeah, student satisfaction and student performance in terms of results has been very high, and yeah, never been better.
Excellent, beautiful. That's a pleasing thing to
Mm,
know. Now, can you please, before we sort of wrap up, can you please tell us what would be the last day? You mentioned census date.
yeah,
Students, overseas students, might not know what is the census date.
yeah,
So, can you please tell us the date, the date of application, where will be the last date, and from there
yeah.
onwards.
Yeah, so the census date is April 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when we'll be able to enroll students too. That being said, we are likely to have a mid-semester intake, which will be the
Yep.
first week of May.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as much of a mid-semester issue, this intake, because most students don't have a release issue.
Yep.
But yeah, April 13th is the census date where we'll be accepting students. So it's not too late. So yeah, just contact your nearest Aussizz branch and they'll be able to assist you. Yeah, like turnaround time is very fast
Yep.
these days. But then we will be announcing a May intake, but it won't be for all courses.
Yep.
Um, if you're applying for a new visa, obviously Holmes, there's a lot of advantages. We're a level 1 provider. Many universities aren't level 1 providers, so you won't have to show English or finance for your visa application. If you're a spouse visa and they might want to apply for a new course so you can work full time, we have an English placement test available if they don't have an IELTS. So any student listening who might have an expired IELTS or PTE, we can do online placement tests. So yeah, very flexible in that sense. But yeah, there's still plenty of time. We're still accepting students. For MIS in particular, there's not many providers still offering a Masters of Information Systems right now. I think a lot of providers have now closed for March or February intake. So yeah, still enrolling, still plenty of time. And yeah, very competitive promotions
Yep.
like Homes
And
of
the
its
scholarships as well, of
reputation.
course.
Yeah, exactly. And Homes of its reputation for having international students for 30 years, having our own higher ed programs for 20 years, and having a very competitive price as a level 1 provider. I'm sure some of the students listening right now might have friends studying at Homes. And yeah, I think the best way to find out what the environment is like at Homes is just, yeah, ask someone studying there. And or even you're welcome to come to me in the Melbourne campus, come to ground floor, ask for Sam. Happy to guide you through the process. But obviously I work for Homes, so it's you're welcome to ask a friend. I'm sure you'll have a friend studying at Homes, or speak to an Aussizz consultant. We've been working with Aussizz close to 10 years now. So yeah, there's still time, and hopefully you can come and apply with us this March.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sam. Thanks for all your information, guys.
Yeah,
As you have heard from straight away, should be the horse's mouth, I should say, because
yeah,
the manager itself have said that
yeah,
the scholarships are available plus 13th April would be the last day.
yeah,
So there is plenty of time. So if you're still not sure about what you need to do, I think MBIS. I remember, Sam, we had a conversation last September, and we are talking
yeah,
about the course, and we were kind of sure that this is going to be a good course for students, and we've kind of students have shown that they are
yeah.
very interested about this course. So that is something
Mm,
which is a great course. It's, as Sam said, it's not actually IT, it's not
yeah.
computer science, but it's a mix of good
But then you got the
subject.
benefit of having the specialization of cyber as well. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely,
it's the best of both worlds.
that's
And you
right.
get
So
to
if
study at
you
home.
Absolutely, it's so true. So, guys, if you are unsure about it, feel free to reach out to any of the Aussizz offices. As you know, starting from Brisbane till Perth, we have offices in all the cities. We have 5 branches in Victoria as well, starting from Werribee to Thomastown to 2 branches in the city plus Clayton. So feel free, whatever the branch is closer to you, reach out to us. We're more than happy to explain all the scholarships, all the courses in detail. So do not wait and try and reach out to us with just one phone call away. So, or if you are close to the office and prefer to speak to someone face to face, feel free to reach out to us as well, and we'll give you as much information as possible. Sam, once again, thank you so much for your time,
Pleasure. Thanks for having me, Mangarish.
and hope to see you soon
Yeah,
on the campus and
the
giving
campus
more
or in your
information on
office.
there.
Yep. Sounds good. No worries. Thanks, guys,
Absolutely.
for
Thank
listening,
you,
and
guys.
thank you for having me.
Take care.